Hey, sugar friends. Today I want to talk about the importance to have the right people in your circle. After going through such a painful loss, in my case, it was a loss of a child. In your case, it could be a spouse, mother, or even a career. It's so important to have the right people in your circle when going through a dark place. It's so important to have someone that's around you that's going to pour into you, friends and family that is there to help you get up. You know, it's so important to have the right surroundings when you're in such a vulnerable place. In my case, I sought out moms who had lost a child. I wanted to see how they made it through successfully. What was the key points that helped them get up? How did they deal with it? How did they cope with, their spouse during that time when you lose a child together? How did everything work? I just wanted to know. I just sought out help. Because in that time, I just felt like the only person who could relate or could help me the most was another mom who was experiencing or had experienced what I had went through. So I wanted to know. I sought out the help that I felt like would help me. And I tried to surround myself with the right people during that time. It's so easy during that time to try to, make excuses for yourself and feel like I deserve to feel this way or down or have so many feelings. I remember my counselor had told me after the loss of a child, is so many people turn to substance abuse or drug abuse and so many things. And I remember even I had never drunk before in my life. And, I was just in a dark place. And I remember I put up to my brother's house and I was like, Derek, I think I want to have something to drink. And my brother was like, that is the dumbest thing I have ever heard in my life. You're going on 35. You would consider getting addiction from just a dark place that you in. There's another way to find your way out. That's not the answer. And that's not what you're gonna do. He's telling me that's not gonna happen. That's never what you're gonna do. You're gonna find different ways. So you need to get yourself together. And he was kind of like, kind of somewhat strict. And later he called me and apologized and was like, I don't want you to take that the wrong way, think I was being mean to you, but I want you to know you gotta snap out of it. You gotta try to get the help you need. And that's why I want to show the importance of surrounding yourself with the right circle. Just imagine if he would have taken an advantage of a vulnerable place I was in and was like, well, yeah, Cole, sometimes, life is um sad or whatever. But instead, it made me kind of think like, okay, wait, what am I thinking? I have to, get myself together. So it's so important to surround yourself with people that's going to pour into you and point you in the right direction when you are down and maybe not thinking as clearly as you normally think, because that's something that I really didn't even want to do. To this day, I still have never drunk ever in my life. And I could have got caught up into something just at a low place in life if I hadn't surrounded myself with the right people, family and friends that was going to pour into me and speak life into me, speak life over me, and help me to realize that you're just going through a dark season. Find your way out of it in a healthy way, in a way that will help you. And in turn, he told me that. So now I'm able to turn around and tell other people there is a different way. That, I know so many thoughts come and you're in a dark place and you're looking for anything to numb that pain or just to figure out how to cope with it. But there is a different way. It's a choice. And it might seem like, oh, well, that sounds so simple, but it really is a choice. I remember listening to TD Jakes and he was speaking about it was two twin brothers and their dad was an alcoholic. And they had asked one twin brother, how come you're an alcoholic? And he said, because my dad was. They asked the other twin brother, how come you're not an alcoholic? And he said, because my dad was. Sometimes you can look at life and choose to pick which way you want to go. And one twin could have looked at it like, well, my dad was, and he let that be a crutch for him. So he was. And the other twin said, because my dad was, that's not what I want to do. So I think it's just all how you look at it and how you want to perceive it and who you surround yourself with that's going to speak constantly speak life and words of affirmation and hope into you. And it's so important too to seek out a good counselor. My counselor was amazing. And sometimes you have to search for a counselor. Like my husband and I searched and we ended up actually finding a counselor in Detroit. And it worked out so beautifully because her and her husband counseled together. So it was so helpful for my husband and I. So we went to her office and we told her everything we was going through. And she was like, I want to come to your house. I want to see this room where the crib is completely done. And, RJ's name and his, the custom stuff all over, how you decorated his room. It sounds so beautiful. I want to know and see and feel so I can know better how to walk along beside you. So she came to our house and she looked around. And I remember before she had left, on her way out, she asked Robert what he did and what did I do as far as our jobs. And I had told her I worked at the bank for so many years. My husband was working at a factory at the time. And she was like, your house is so meticulous and y'all are gifted how y'all have your house arranged and decorated. She was like, you guys are going to own 2 or 3 businesses. And I remember thinking, like, when she left, I remember shutting the door and telling Robert, she's an amazing counselor and she has helped us so much, but she is crazy. She don't know us. Entrepreneurs, Robert, that is so funny. And we really didn't think nothing about it until after our grand opening. Remember, Robert, I was like, Robert, do you remember our counselor when she came to our house? She spoke this into us. And sometimes people could see something in you that you don't see in yourself. That's why it's so important to surround yourself with the right people that maybe see more than you see for yourself, that will help you dream bigger, think bigger, and, and gives you hope just to shoot for the stars. So our counselor was just amazing. She was such a strong helping tool for us to get past the loss of our son. So, I want to encourage you, seek out a counselor that might be best fit for you. And it might not be that you're dealing with the loss of a child. It could be a loss of a job, a loss of a spouse, career. It could be so many things, a friendship. Seek out someone that's going to help you get through that hard place. Surround yourself with positive people who can pour back into you instead of, sometimes, you have some maybe family or friends that maybe could almost discourage you, when you're telling them something, yes, I know life is so hard. It's just so hard. Opposed to someone who's going to tell you, it's better days ahead. It's brighter. It's hope up ahead. So, I want to just encourage you, find some people that help encourage you and inspire you in the way you can go. I think it's so important to have the right circle. I guess I can't stress that enough. I really want you to understand the importance of when you're in a dark place, the circle you have. And I know my coach, she's amazing. She recently went through a divorce and she was speaking about how, she's over 40 and people say, well, after 40, if you have kids, you never can find like a good companion. But said she chose not to receive that. She chose to look for stories where women got remarried and found a person even at that age. She chose to look for the stories that she wanted to be her reality. So I encourage you, you don't have to look for all that. Look for what you want your life to be. Find what fits you. Sometimes whatever you're looking for, you will find. So find those stories that inspire you, that encourage you, not ones that maybe, oh, well, after this and everything. No, look for the ones that inspire you. So, you can be going through different phases of life. Like I said, mine was a loss of a child, but yours could be divorce, spouse, or a job. But look for stories that encourage you. Look for people that encourage and inspire you. Also, another thing, it may not be just people. Your circle may not actually be people. It could be a book. It could be an inspiring show. It could be online games or whatever helps pull you into your circle in that moment, whatever that might be to help you get to a healthier place. it could be therapy. Like mine for a while, it might not have been people, it was baking. It was learning how to do cakes, just sitting in my studio. That was my circle in those dark moments. My circle was hands-on activities, stimulate my mind, keeping myself busy, and not just looking at my situation, but finding ways to deal with it and cope with it. It could be going for a walk. So whatever it is, find a way to cope with it and find inspiration, crossword puzzles, a lot of different things that you can do to help you. My heart is just truly to encourage moms who have lost a child or someone that's going through a dark place, a loss of any sort, that there is hope, that there is courage if you keep going. Find a circle, find your people that's meant for you in this season. Find the people that you're drawn to that you notice that when you're around them, they give you inspiration, they give you strength, they give you courage to feel like you can move forward. And people that love you, like I can't think enough, like my brother in that moment, he gave me strength that I didn't have. He helped me see the bigger picture, something that I needed to see instead of, feeling sorry for myself. No, get up. There's another way. This is not how you're going out. And I think it's so important. My circle was close family and friends, and my husband, he was my strong circle. I know he was down himself and dealing with it, but the strength that he showed for me, because he seen that I was taking it so hard, he stepped up and made sure that I was okay. Just a circle of people that love you, that will rally with you, that will stick by you and help you get through it. So I think it's so important. I just wanted to encourage you, find your people when you are going through a dark season. Sometime maybe friends that you talk to every day on a normal basis, sometime in a dark season, you may have to pull away and find new friends, people who can relate to you in that season, groups that can relate to you in that season until you're able to move forward again and get the strength that you need to keep going. So I just wanted to stop by and encourage you. Find your people, find your circle. It's so important to have the right people around you when you're in a dark season. Okay, well, that is what I wanted to share for this week. So thanks for stopping by. I can't wait to keep unfolding and dropping the little knowledge, stuff that helped me through my journey. I'm here and I would love to share, and I hope it blesses you. Thanks for listening. Bye for now, sugar friends.